Welcome to this BR146.2 electric locomotive in DB Traffic Red livery. During this brief introduction, we will go through the startup, stopping and passenger door operations. Climb aboard to get started. The battery will power up the control desk and allow you to interact with it. This locomotive draws power from the overhead electrical supply via a contact arm. A lot of your time will be spent in the... To get the locomotive up and running, set the master switch. Headlights are important in letting others around know that a locomotive is operational. We now need to wait a moment and let the brake system charge. It'll take a minute or two. Now activate the pantograph so that it raises up and makes contact with the overhead catenary. The locomotive is now ready to be energized. This is controlled by the main circuit breaker. Give a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors. Boarding is now complete, so set the doors to locked. When stopped for longer periods of time, or when leaving the cab, a parking brake is engaged. We'll need to ensure that this is released in order to get moving. Due to the size and weight of this train, small amounts of traction should be used to overcome initial friction and prevent overpowering. Now we're rolling, we can apply more power, and focus can be diverted towards achieving a desired speed. Coasting is a method used to easily move without engaging power. On a flat gradient, this is great for maintaining a speed limit. There's a short distance between here and your next stop, so be sure to manage the train and prevent overspeeding. We are on the final approach to Gmunden and will soon need to start applying a small amount of brake force to achieve a comfortable stop. Like before, unlock the doors to allow passenger boarding to commence. Good work! That concludes all the basics of this locomotive.
Well, let's go and do a bit more of a better thing than just a tutorial. Of course, welcome to the BR146-2 tutorial on MSB. And I say that because it's on other German routes as well. Once again, this will I have now got 2 on this list. There's nothing different going into it, it's just because one's come from another DLC packet. Just to prove that there is other ones in this game. One's more of an update version to the other one, but I never know which one's which. As you can see, they're both for 146-2. So I think I'll go with that one there. Bit of cloud, because why not? Of course, these only go from one end, which is our. I'm going to butcher these names. So yeah. So I think we'll go from Garmden to Lamberthof, and we can do the full service for this one, just to do the tutorial for it, because it's easier. So I think I'm going for that one anyway, so we might as well. Let's begin. We've got back to normal controls again, back to open all and everything like normal. We have got all the safety systems on here. We've got C for which goes off every 30 seconds, PZB, which is what we will be using for the full journey, and also LZB, which is redundant on this. Like the headlights too. And then release brakes, we've got flashing lights up to reduce, they're already on, so you don't have to worry. And also passenger lights on. And down here, if you're lucky, you'll pick the right one, which can do that. And go RFB, put that into full power. Not control shift. Shift it and dump that up to 40. Dump the brakes on as well while we're here. And that's us pretty much set up by flight stuff we're in. This will be set up as well, knob and off. Once again, if you pick the right one, this will automatically pick the right destination. This will not turn into a tutorial for taking stuff. I'm not honest by that. And unlike in the tutorial, since this was done before the physics were properly implemented, that was so don't do the full power straight away like it wants you to do. It won't work. Because you will just slide and do wheel slip. I'm sure you do not want to do that. Close doors, they take a couple of seconds to close. I normally don't have the windows open when it's winter time, but I don't. Release the brakes. Let the brakes off and off the truck. Put it up to 30 just so I've done it again. And pause straight to that one. And off, because I don't need those on. It drives me up doing the wall. And off we go to the first stop at Langazoo. It's only that and knob that off, so we might as well just go to both of them. You will straight away notice that we've got a 45 flashing 85. Which is, you might as well just say 40 to now. You can go, yeah, I'm clear of that if the signal's out. That's safer. Up to 50, right, it's flashing 85 now. You cannot go any faster than the 85. Once that's cleared, you won't see it on that. And also, these buttons here from release and override, you will have to use the operation shift button along with that RFB as well, operation shift. You will have to automatically go inside thing without it. So what we do, 100, 10 times 110. So that will see if that goes off every 30 seconds, with or without touching the controls. If you are having wheel slip, don't go any farther than 60. So in the throttle bit on these, because it's actually how they will drive in real life early. And one thing about the classic way of doing the camera modes, it will put the free cam at the front, unlike it does on this. But there's most useful brake if you throw along that as well. Of course, got a sound there if needed for help to move. So, we're coming up to that one. The brakes, come on, they are very good brakes, I will have to admit, unless it's wet, that it won't be, or snow. And snow, you'd have to drive differently to if it's not. Which is realistic anyway, you should take the snow, so you go for a bit more caution, and at the same time range of caution, and brake to it. So you can see both got a train brake and the electric brake. The electric brake's the loco and the train is the train, which is the air brakes. Since this is Germany. As a freight train rattles up through. We'll do the 185 at some point. Oh, that's not 185. Yeah, it is 185. As you can tell by the brakes, if I put it for the front, straight for the cars. That's how good the brakes are. Truth, it doesn't matter if you hang the loco off, then because no one gets on the loco. You might as well stop more or less where the coach is, even though the HSB is supposed to stop. So yeah. When I get onto the scenarios, we will be using classic controls obviously for the routes that need them on. And then obviously the immersion controls, which this is what this is. I can do this on them as well. On the ones that can have them on and DLC anyway for those routes. Since Roos Ignore's got the BL363, which came out in TS2 era, not TS20, TSW 2020 era of the game. For 8.6 kilometers. Could have done that. Well, wait, so we don't have to put a restrict behind you. The carriages sound awful. So yeah. So whenever the speed changes to sort of like, if you did that in snow, you will slip. Got all the way down to it. If I see these ever turn up on this route, this is where they're coming from. And this route ain't really a fast route either, even though the limit does go up to 160 at some points along the road. But you are at one point along the road, I should say. It's like Roos Ignore, top speed on that route is 120, and you only get that up around hard, which we'll get onto at some point. But that route's got the funks for some strange reason. They did the loco and the duplex ends in one hit. I think, didn't they? Let me see here. Who's ignored? Yeah, 185, 143, 363 and 155, yeah. I would be doing them all. We'll go up to 130. These are pretty much a lazy train. It's got blind there. So we'll just use something blind would be in real life anyway. And also if I go on the outside, fly to the front, you will notice it does show. Just a nice little detail which Dovedale added in. So yeah, C5, that will round the brake on. If you go over the limit, it will. There could be speed check magnets along the route. I don't think there's any on this route, but on some routes there are. So I won't deliberately do it because it will drive you up the wall. And I ain't kidding. So, which you've probably heard it anyway a couple times from me. And C4 will just keep going C4 until you acknowledge it. After a while, or not, do that because it has to go for so many seconds first. That means that next signal's red, and that means next signal's green. If you didn't have a clue. One's got green and one's green and one's yellow. That's 14. That's indicated otherwise. Pretty much that's the simplest way you can actually get around the signalling system on this route. On German trains themselves. Good. Don't need doing more. That should really be silent. You should hear that going super. It should be a button under the foot pedal on the not 150. Which is going to be our maximum speed for this journey. Of course, on this route you can get other DLC as well. On for that will appear on this route, and there's this service. What appears on this service as AI, like the BL146. 143, I mean. And the 112 from Hamburg Lübeck, Czechia. Or Lübeck. Hamburg Lübeck's ran off. Yeah, I believe you can. Hamburg. Hamburg hangover. It's here somewhere. It will appear at some point. But we've got a 30. 30. No. RFB will slow us down. Whatever. That's interlock. There you go, there's a speed magnet. So there are on this road. Do that if I was but it will still do it anyway. So now, I've got to wait for the train to stop. I'm going to put a bit of air into this just to put more of the electric brakes to make it stop. Shush. So, what happens if you actually do that? Just acknowledge. Sometimes it works. Or, release. Release those while they come off. That right down to the, make sure the throttle's off, get the interlock to come back again for you. And off we go again. But now we're stuck at 45. 45 or 40 kilometers an hour, which is recommended, which is how they would do it anyway. And also we can't go any more. Oh, the 100 hertz has gone, so I'll do that. At least that'll mean we can go faster. I won't go as fast now. The next signal after this is at red, and we've got a potential. We've got to go down to 40 anyway, so I'll do that. Put that down to that because literally, I hate German trains sometimes when they do that. So, like I did last time, make sure you use the right one. There's override. And there's make sure the brakes release, which are the gauges over here. That will just help them release along the side with it right on here. Like I said, that's mostly used for freight though. If they're being a bit stubborn to come off. Or you just do that, hold them into running. From running to release for a bit, and it will release them. Something tells me if I didn't release myself, that wouldn't have happened. Sometimes it might be an AI at my absolute going, oh. So yeah, I won't go any further than 45 now. I think that if you stop the emergency brake before a signal that's going to make you have to slow down, it will have a panic attack. The game will just, the actual signalling system has a panic attack at it. Right, we don't need the power anymore. This is going to be the longest one out of all of the tour so far. You all know it's a 204 part cover, which hopefully will get a couple more routes at some point. When there's a red, there will be a magnet which is coming up there. If you look at the bit there, there it is coming up now. Which is a 25 hertz magnet, 500 hertz, I mean, which comes up, which pretty much wants you to be under 25 kilometers an hour. Kilometers an hour within so many seconds, pretending on what PZ mean mode you want, which are down here. There. All that is different modes in regards to 85 is what we're on is passenger, 70 is for fast freight, which has good brakes, and at the same time then 55, which is all of them down here, which is O, M is middle, which is going to be, that's the fast freight, and U is slow freight with very bad brakes, or very bad brakes to say, like the 155 would have. And O is obviously, like I said, bad. And if you want to use that, you're going to have to go up the turn off PZB, turn that, change that, then turn it back on again. Then it will work, and you will have to always double change that if needed. Don't ask what that is. EPL thing is for. That's also a service done at the same time. So at least you've seen the full one as well for one. So I will leave it then, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment some of the other trains down. You should know my list by now. What routes I've got, and what other DLC I've currently got, and also I haven't got everything installed at the moment, and that's down to that pain in the absolute backside of the limit on how many DLCs I can have installed at any one time. Hashtag blame Sony. Hashtag blame Sony. So yeah, so comment and subscribe. No, you'll have an awesome day, and goodbye.